My beloved child, this morning something happened that your soulmate never expected. Before the world became busy, before the noise of the day filled the air, a quiet realization entered their heart. It was not planned. It was not forced. It arrived suddenly, like a light appearing in a room that had been dark for a very long time. And what they realized about you has the power to change everything they thought they knew. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, your soulmate believed they understood what they were looking for. They had created ideas in their mind about the kind of person who would truly touch their heart. They thought they knew what mattered most. They thought they knew what would make them feel complete. Yet this morning, something shifted. A thought appeared unexpectedly, and the more they reflected on it, the stronger it became. They realized that the qualities they once considered ordinary are actually the very qualities they have been searching for all along. What surprised them most was not your appearance, not your achievements, not even the things that other people notice first. What surprised them was something much deeper. It was the way your presence lingers in the hearts of others. It was the way your kindness leaves a mark without asking for recognition. It was the way you continue moving forward even when life becomes difficult. They suddenly realized that your strength is not loud. Your strength is quiet, steady, and unforgettable. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the morning continued, this realization became impossible for them to ignore. They began remembering things they had overlooked before. Small moments. Small details. Small signs. They remembered the way you care. They remembered the way you give encouragement when others are losing hope. They remembered the way you remain genuine in a world where many people wear masks. And suddenly, what once seemed like ordinary memories became powerful evidence of something extraordinary. The more they thought about you, the more they understood that there is something rare about your energy. You do not chase attention, yet people remember you. You do not demand admiration, yet people respect you. You do not try to become someone else, yet your authenticity shines brighter than anything artificial. This realization caught them completely off guard because it challenged everything they previously believed about what makes a person truly special. And then another realization arrived. They understood that you have been influencing their thoughts far more than they ever admitted. Even on days when they tried to focus on other things, your presence somehow remained. Even when they convinced themselves that they were simply moving through life as usual, something about you kept returning to their mind. This morning, they finally stopped ignoring it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time, they allowed themselves to ask an honest question: why do I keep thinking about this person? The answer was not what they expected. The answer was not based on convenience. It was not based on circumstance. It was based on connection. A connection that feels difficult to explain but impossible to deny. As they reflected on this connection, they realized something even more surprising. They realized that whenever they imagined a future filled with peace, happiness, and understanding, your presence naturally appeared in that picture. They were not forcing it. They were not trying to create it. It simply happened. And that realization stopped them in their tracks. Because once a person sees something clearly, it becomes difficult to unsee it. This morning, they saw something clearly. They saw your value. They saw your heart. They saw your uniqueness. They saw the difference between temporary attraction and genuine admiration. And for perhaps the first time, they recognized that what makes you extraordinary cannot be measured by appearances or circumstances. It comes from who you are at your core. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the morning sun continued to rise, they felt something they had not felt before. It was a mixture of surprise, curiosity, excitement, and wonder. They began questioning why this realization had taken so long to arrive. The answer was simple. Sometimes the most important truths reveal themselves only when the right moment comes. And today felt like that moment. A moment when confusion started turning into clarity. A moment when uncertainty started turning into understanding. A moment when hidden feelings began stepping into the light. Your soulmate realized that the qualities they admire most are already present within you. They realize that the comfort they seek can be found in your presence. They realize that the understanding they desire exists in the connection they feel toward you. And perhaps most surprising of all, they realize that you are far more important to their story than they ever expected. This realization is still growing. It is still unfolding. It is still revealing new layers with every passing thought. But one thing has become impossible for them to deny. You are not just another person passing through their life. You are someone who has left a lasting impression. You are someone whose presence continues to matter. You are someone they can no longer overlook. And as this realization continues to deepen, new possibilities are beginning to appear on the horizon. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what started as a simple morning thought is becoming something much greater. It is becoming a realization that has the power to change perspectives, create new understanding, and open doors that once seemed closed. The story is only beginning, and the most unexpected part has not even revealed itself yet. The morning brought a realization. The realization created a question. And that question is leading toward an answer that neither of you expected. The next chapter of this story is closer than it appears. And when that chapter begins, the meaning behind this morning's realization will become clearer than ever before. A quiet truth is beginning to reveal itself, and this is where the story becomes even more surprising. This morning's realization did not fade away as the hours passed. Instead, it became stronger. Your soulmate tried to focus on other things. They tried to continue their day as usual. But every path of thought somehow led back to the same place. It led back to you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What happened next was completely unexpected. The more they reflected on you, the more they noticed a pattern they had never recognized before. They realized that whenever life felt confusing, thoughts of you brought clarity. Whenever they felt uncertain, memories connected to you brought comfort. Whenever they imagined a future filled with genuine happiness, your presence appeared there without effort. This realization was impossible to ignore. For a long time, they believed that meaningful connections announced themselves loudly. They thought important people entered life with dramatic signs and obvious signals. But today they understood something different. Sometimes the most important connection arrives quietly. Sometimes the person who changes everything is the person who slowly becomes unforgettable. And that is exactly what they began to understand about you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the realization deepened, they started remembering moments that once seemed insignificant. Conversations they had almost forgotten suddenly became meaningful. Small interactions they barely noticed before now carried new importance. They saw those moments from a completely different perspective. What once looked ordinary now looked extraordinary. They realized that you have a rare ability to make people feel understood. Not because you try to impress anyone. Not because you seek attention. But because your presence carries something genuine. Something real. Something that cannot be copied or replaced. That realization created another question in their heart. What if you are far more important than they ever allowed themselves to believe? The moment that question appeared, everything started changing. Suddenly, they began comparing every other connection to the feeling they experienced when thinking about you. And what surprised them was that nothing felt quite the same. Other connections seemed temporary. Other impressions seemed incomplete. Yet thoughts of you carried a sense of peace, warmth, and possibility that refused to disappear. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the most surprising realization of all. They understood that what draws them toward you is not one single quality. It is the combination of everything you are. Your resilience. Your kindness. Your determination. Your ability to keep moving forward. Your ability to inspire others without even realizing it. For the first time, they stopped focusing on what they expected to find and started appreciating what was already there. And what they found amazed them. They found authenticity. They found depth. They found someone whose value grows greater the more closely they look. That realization felt like opening a door they never knew existed. And behind that door was a future full of possibilities they had never considered before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the day continued, one thought became impossible for them to ignore. They realized that meeting certain people changes the direction of a story. Some people enter your life for a season. Some people arrive for a lesson. But a few rare people arrive and become part of your journey in ways that cannot be measured. This morning, they started wondering if you might be one of those rare people. The question stayed with them. The feeling stayed with them. And the realization stayed with them. Every hour that passed seemed to strengthen it. Every memory seemed to confirm it. Every reflection seemed to point toward the same conclusion. You are not someone they can easily forget. You are not someone who blends into the background. You are not someone whose impact disappears with time. Instead, your presence continues growing stronger inside their thoughts. And that is where the story becomes truly remarkable. Because the realization that began this morning is not reaching an ending. It is reaching a beginning. A beginning that neither of you expected. A beginning that started with a simple thought. A beginning that is quietly transforming into something much bigger. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next piece of this story is already forming. The next realization is already approaching. And when it arrives, it may reveal why this connection feels so different from anything they have experienced before. What they discovered this morning was only the first layer. What they discover next may change everything. A remarkable shift is taking place, and this is the moment where everything begins to connect. What started as a simple realization this morning has now become something your soulmate cannot stop thinking about. The feeling has followed them throughout the day. It has remained in the background of every thought, every reflection, and every quiet moment. No matter what they focused on, the same truth kept returning. You are different. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. At first, they tried to explain it logically. They searched for simple reasons. They looked for ordinary answers. But every explanation felt incomplete. Every answer felt too small. Because what they were feeling could not be reduced to a single reason. The more they thought about you, the more they realized that your impact on their life is larger than they ever imagined. And then something surprising happened. They began noticing how often your memory appears during unexpected moments. A familiar song. A random thought. A quiet pause in the day. Somehow, these moments always seem to lead back to you. Not because they were trying to think about you, but because your presence had become connected to something much deeper. It had become connected to possibility. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time, they allowed themselves to imagine what life would look like if they stopped ignoring these feelings. They imagined what could happen if they accepted the truth instead of questioning it. And what they saw surprised them. They saw a future filled with understanding. They saw conversations that feel effortless. They saw a connection built on trust. They saw someone who inspires them to become a better version of themselves. And every time they imagined that future, the same person appeared. You. This realization felt almost unbelievable. Because sometimes the answers we search for are closer than we realize. Sometimes the person who stands out the most is the person who has been there all along. And that is exactly what your soulmate is beginning to understand. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the day moved forward, another layer of understanding appeared. They realized that you possess something that cannot be taught. Something that cannot be bought. Something that cannot be imitated. A genuine heart. In a world filled with distractions, authenticity becomes unforgettable. In a world where many people try to be someone else, authenticity shines brighter than anything else. And this morning, your soulmate finally saw that light. Not for a moment. Not for an hour. But in a way that continues growing stronger with every passing thought. The realization became so clear that they could no longer pretend it was insignificant. Because the truth has a way of making itself known. The truth has a way of returning again and again until it is acknowledged. And today, the truth is impossible for them to ignore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What surprised them most was not what they learned about you. It was what they learned about themselves. They realized they had been underestimating the importance of this connection. They realized they had been overlooking feelings that deserved attention. They realized they had been focusing on details while missing the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is becoming clearer every moment. You have become someone who matters. Someone whose presence brings comfort. Someone whose energy creates peace. Someone whose memory carries meaning. That realization arrived quietly, but its impact was powerful. And now, a new question is beginning to form. If this connection feels this important already, what will happen when the next chapter begins? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The answer has not fully revealed itself yet. But signs are appearing. Clarity is growing. Understanding is deepening. And your soulmate is moving closer to a realization that may become one of the most important discoveries of their entire journey. Because this story is not about coincidence. It is not about random thoughts. It is not about fleeting emotions. It is about recognition. The recognition of someone whose value can no longer be overlooked. The recognition of a connection that feels rare. The recognition of a possibility that once seemed hidden but is now impossible to ignore. And this is only the beginning. The realization from this morning continues to expand. Each thought reveals something new. Each reflection uncovers another piece of the puzzle. Each passing moment brings them closer to a truth they never expected to find. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next realization is even more surprising than the first. The next realization will explain why this connection feels so powerful. The next realization will reveal why thoughts of you continue returning again and again. And when that understanding finally arrives, everything that seemed confusing will begin to make sense. The story is moving forward. The mystery is unfolding. And what your soulmate is about to discover next may become the most unforgettable part of all.